in addition to the doctor. Clearly. And so any Republican or conservative or pro-life person that says, no, you don't do that, is not even for the rule of law.
Right. No, you're absolutely right.
Even if there's ambiguity as to whether or not you're murdering or not. Let's just say abortion's illegal. We're not going to call it murder. We're just going to say it's illegal. To say that the person that orders it is innocent is not even consistent with the rule of law. And how does a conservative, who, by the way, one of the principles of conservatism is being for the rule of law, how is this consistent with being a conservative?
It's not.
So there's that. So I'm just totally dumbfounded. I'm like living in a bad episode of The Twilight Zone until Rush finally clears it up. Because Rush, he's reluctant to get into abortion. He tries to steer clear of abortion because all of a sudden it turns into a firestorm of hate on his show. And so Rush comes out on his show and he clears it up because I can't figure out why a pro-life group would say that the woman is not guilty of any crime because she's the innocent victim. How does this happen? So he clears it up. I'll give him credit. It's not me. Because I'm dumbfounded. I don't understand how this works. Rush clears it up.
Well, you'd be better because I just told you.
Blood shooting out of everything.
Yeah, I'm shooting everywhere.
So basically, Rush comes out and he says, this is why this happened. The pro-abortion people have totally owned this narrative. They have owned it so one-sidedly that even the pro-life people have gotten on board with the pro-abortion narrative. And people listening right now are like, what? What are you saying, that pro-life people are pro-abortion? No. What I'm saying is that it has become the pro-abortion narrative that that pregnancy is a medical condition.
Oh!
Yes. Oh. Pregnancy has become a medical condition. This is their narrative. And because it's a medical condition, it's a disease. Getting pregnant, you've come down with something. You've come down with a disease called pregnancy. And it just so happens that the advancement of the medical community over the past 150 years has come up with a cure to this disease. And that cure is called abortion. But if you become afflicted with the disease called pregnancy, just like coming down with any disease, you become a victim of that disease.
Got to get rid of it. You got the cancer.
Well,
you got the cancer. Why would you want to keep cancer?
Yeah, who is it to you to accuse the victim of a disease of being wrong for wanting to rid themselves of this condition, this medical condition?
Wow.
You know, so it's wrong to punish a person who has come down with this horrible condition to want to rid themselves of this condition. That's why they have won the narrative that one-sidedly. And that pro-life people have gone down the road to following the pro-abortion narrative that, and by the way, how do you get diseases? It's usually, it could be a virus, whatever it is,
bacteria,
it's bad. Yeah. It's bad.
Cancer.
But how do you get, whatever it is, it's bad.
Yeah. Got to get rid of it.
It could be a bad virus, a bad bacteria.
Go find a doctor.
Fungus.
You need a doctor.
No, but how do you get it?
Oh, on the streets.
Whatever it is, it's bad.
Dirty needles.
Right. But in the case of pregnancy, it's those bad white men.
Yes!
The bad men. There's evil men. They're going around victimizing.
Yes, they're afflicting you, making you think you have to have that.
They are victimizing you.
Yes.
And so as you become victimized by the evil men, you can't punish the woman for being victimized by these men, these evil men.
It's not her fault.
And you can't victimize them further by punishing them for seeking out the only remedy for this medical condition that has only come to them through the evil of the men. And so that's how this happens. Rush pointed this out, by the way.
Wow.
But he did it very quickly. He did it a lot more pithy than I did. But he moved on. He said, I'm not going down this road. I'm not even talking about it. He did a moratorium on all kinds of issues because he's getting it from Cruz. Now, here's the thing.
Why wouldn't he talk about abortion? Because it's a non-issue issue?
Oh, no, it's not that it's not an issue. It's just that you get fire and brimstone from all sides. Even pro-life people call in and be like, murderers! And he's just like, okay, I get it. I just don't want to go down that road. Me personally, yes. At conception, you now have a human being, and if you willfully end that human being's life, it's the same as willfully ending any human being's life.
Correct.
You've murdered that person. Pure and simple. That's my position on it.
I don't, and I texted you this earlier, I have no idea where these people will end up when they die, but God help their souls who are pushing this narrative that this is an affliction that can be remedied.
You got to get your mind right, and one of the things that you got to do is reject the progressive narrative and stop, take a step back, and look at it for what it is. And you don't have to crack open a Bible to go down. You could be an atheist and come to the conclusion that I come to, which is that as soon as a human egg is fertilized with the male sperm, you now have the DNA of a new and unique individual. And at that point, you now have a human being that is living and growing. And you can't call it a bundle of cells unless you want to agree with me that a human being is a bundle of cells all the way up until it dies. They could be an 80-year-old, a 90-year-old living human being is also a bundle of cells, if you want to go down that road.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Correct.
But
100%.
It also has its own unique DNA. It's its own person. I've even heard the argument, okay, unique DNA. Are you aware that identical twins have identical DNA? That's true, but twins do not mistake each other for each other.
No,
Why?
They know.
They have their own souls.
Yeah, they're different.
They have their own souls. One twin is not going to think that they're the other twin. They all have their own unique experiences and therefore their own unique souls. And atheists don't believe in souls, but they are two individuals that are living human beings.
Correct.
So the twin paradox does not throw that argument out the window.
Obama.
Cuba?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
So check this out, folks. I didn't
because I don't know. I know about the Cuba thing. You're saying there's new news.
He goes to Cuba, does the whole baseball game, Castro hanging out, chilling. Then he goes. I believe he went to Venezuela for flamingo dancing lessons with a very seductive woman.
Yeah, a succubus.
Yeah, it's a succubus. That's what I was trying to say. She's a succubus.
There's an actual definition for that.
And
we're just
but nobody wants to report about that because that was during the Brussels bombing when he was with that woman.
Wait a minute. Are you saying he was not being faithful to his wife?
I'm not saying they did anything inappropriate. I'm just saying that she was extremely gorgeous, scantily clad, and teaching him the flamingo.
Where was Michelle?
Oh, with a guy being taught the flamingo.
Were they in the same? So they were just being taught lessons.
They're the kind of couple that like to stay in the same room couples.
Oh, you mean like Ted Cruz with Heidi being okay with?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
So you're saying that we need something new in Washington.
We need people who will admit.
Swingers. We don't need the same swingers.
No.
Yeah.
Because I am done with all of them.
Oh, my goodness.
So while that's all going down and Brussels is over, Trump tells Obama, you got to come back to the White House and do your job. He finally moses on back, comes on back. And then apparently in Cuba, this was picked up off of Breitbart, the Havana Tribune, a state-controlled Cuban newspaper, has added insult to injury following Fidel Castro's scathing criticism of President Barack Obama upon his departure from the island. So he was there to see Raul.
Okay.
And left. And then after he leaves, Fidel blasts him for coming down there. It's really weird. In an editorial, the title of which refers to President Obama as Negro, an opinion columnist has accused him of inciting rebellion.
So he used a racist term.
Well, in other countries...
Well, hold on a second.
Especially Spanish-speaking countries.
Well, negro means black.
Right.
The color black, not black people. That's actually the word for the color black.
In Spanish, the word black is negro.
Yeah. Like if you were to buy a box of crayons in Mexico...
It would say negro.
Yeah, when you pull out the black crayon, it would probably say negro.
Right, and if you pull out the brown crayon, it'll say flesh color.
What? Whoa! We have gone into the weeds.
No, back in the day when I was a kid, in the box of crayons, the
flesh
peach color. It's like peach color, sort of peach.
It looked like skin color, white skin.
Right.
Skin.
It said flesh.
Oh, that's racist. That is so racist.
It said flesh
because if you're a black person,
hey, you're flesh.
Yeah, you'd be like, wait a minute, what? Where's my flesh?
Negro.
Negro. But
negro,
the color is black, not black skin color.
And if you were in Mexico, your skin would be brown versus black, and then peach, white, whatever it be.
Okay. So
now that I ran
here's the thing.
train in town.
No. Okay. But let me explain this to the people. Okay. Sure, that's the name of the color. But to refer to Barack Obama as negro means you're referring to him by his skin color.
Correct. And
not good.
The article is titled Negro tu eres suco, which roughly translates to black man, you are dumb.
What? Come on.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes. The idiom
sutro means dumb?
Well, listen, the idiom it's pretend to be Swede, which means to play dumb. Hence, the title literally asking, are you Swedish?
Are you a black Swedish man?
Yeah, are you a black Swedish man? It's like back in the 80s, and I don't know anybody that's Polish, so whatever. But back in the 80s, if you were to call somebody, man, quit being a Polak.
Oh, right.
I don't know where that came from. I've never known a Polish person.
I think it might come from the fact that Germany had spread so much propaganda about Polish people.
Oh, like Polish Jews. Jews in general, Poles.
But all Poles, right. I think that, I don't know, somebody with a history major might be able to... I was going to say,
I'd give my grandfather from World War II a call,
but
I don't have a long-distance line to heaven.
There are historians out there that I'm sure will be like, oh, the reason there's so many Polak jokes out there and so many people referring to Polish people as being dumb or whatever is because of this. I would venture a guess that that had a lot to do with a lot of the propaganda from the 30s.
I'd agree with that because that would have been our grandfathers who would have told our dads, and we...
But I don't hear a lot of Polish jokes now, but back in like the 80s.
It's faded out.
Right.
It's completely gone because we don't even talk... There's this old guy that I work with. He's 71, 72. He still comes to work every day. And somebody the other day said, hey, you know what? I haven't heard a good Polak joke in years.
Oh, boy.
And I'll be darn it. He wouldn't stop. I mean, it was rattling them off one after another.
They've actually morphed. If you've ever heard of a dumb blonde joke, I guarantee you that has been co-opted.
So
there's